Well, we are talking more Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies, with guest Dylan Sloane, who plays the big baddie in this wonderful homage to the 50s, the prequel to the Grease films, and really just a lot of fun altogether. Dylan, nice to meet you, and thanks for your time today.
Nice to meet you too, Brett. Thanks for having me.
How fun was this project? I mean, it had to be just like I've talked to your other co-stars, and it's just been fun in hearing different stories about what you learned from the 50s, mostly how teenage women were supposed to behave, but on the opposite side of things, men too. Obviously, things were much different in the 50s than they are today by a long
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, very different. Yeah, to answer your first question, it was the most fun I've ever had on set. I can't believe that they actually paid us for this show because it was like adult summer camp for 8 months. Just hanging out with all your friends. But yeah, it's interesting to like do period piece type things, and kind of dive into lives in different times and see what it was like. Yeah, I'm happy that we're living now. Let's just say that. But it was definitely cool.
So, had you seen the films before, at least the first one, before you took on the project?
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, Grease is a classic. Like, who hasn't seen it at least once, right? It's always on TV. Grease 2 was a movie that I hadn't seen before auditioning for this, but I watched it when auditioning for it, and I think I'm a Grease 2 stan. I love that movie. Michelle Pfeiffer kills it. So yeah, I love Grease 2.
Yeah, it's one that kind of slipped under the radar that most people were somewhat interested in, but either, diehard fans of the film saw it or they didn't see it. And it's just kind of one that sort of lives in infamy as far as a sequel goes. Well, it was a lot of fun. So finding out you get this part, how do you embody the character and decide, how you're going to approach it?
I mean, the writing on the show was just really great. Um, so there wasn't really much for you to just, it's just all on the page there. So you just, you trust your instincts and just go for it. Um, it was my first time really playing a bad guy kind of character, like a real big bully. And I loved it. It's just so much fun to be a bit of a dick. It's
Yeah.
free range to just, yeah, be the asshole. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, congratulations on this. It really was. I've seen a couple episodes. You all had the premiere recently. How was that? Did you get to attend and see all your friends and family?
Yes. That was great. It was so much. It was like such a great reunion to see everybody again because it's been a while. We were last year, so yeah, it was so great to see everyone. I realized too, like I watched the first few episodes on my laptop, but seeing it in a theater, oh
Yeah.
my God, blew me away. It was like it's almost like meant to be seen on a big screen. So if you're gonna watch it, try and watch it on the biggest screen possible because it really is a cinematic experience.
Yeah, that's what your co-star just said. Well, congratulations on this. This is very cool. I think people are going to enjoy it when they get a chance to watch. Where did the
I
journey
hope so.
begin for you as a storyteller and as an actor? Like, when did you know this was something you wanted to do?
Well, I was always a super hyperactive kid. I'm a baby of four, and I was always starved for attention. So I was always just, yeah, begging for attention. And I loved to sing and put on shows for my family. So my mom put me in an acting class when I was 7, and it just stuck. I just loved it. So yeah, ever since then, just been going at it.
Yes. Well, one last question. Again, having done different characters, been in different projects, out of all of those, is there any one in particular that you feel like has taught you the most about yourself, just as a human being? Or maybe you've learned something about yourself that you didn't know before that makes you go, okay, this is either what makes me tick, or maybe this is a little bit like me and on a
Hmm.
visceral level.
That's a wow, that's a great question. Um, I would say that like something I really learned from this set is I was so nervous walking on first day because it's the biggest show I've ever been on and the cast and crew is just huge. So I was so nervous. I was like sick the night before. Um, but then, and I had all these stories in my head of what it was going to be like. But then stepping on stage, the soundstage and seeing how great everyone was, it really it was a good reminder of not to listen to the stories you tell yourself in your head and to just be present in the moment. So I think that was a really big moment for me.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on this, Dylan. I think it's a lot of fun. And we're talking Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies, premiering here very soon. Uh, Super cool. I mean, and I think too, for like a certain class of people or a genre or age group, I think this will be a lot of fun to see these stories told in a different sort of way, and to see you play a really good bad guy. I think that's the most exciting part uh,
Yeah.
out of all of it. Well, thank you so much for your time, Dylan. It was a pleasure to meet you, and
Thanks, Brad.
congratulations
Appreciate
on your
it.
success. Absolutely. Thank you.